Hello there, welcome to today's class. My name is Fernanda, in case we haven't practiced together yet. But if you've been here on the channel for a little bit already and we've been practicing together, welcome back. Okay, what I have prepared for us today is a Vinyasa Flow that's going to take us progressively towards crow pose. And for that, you're going to need 2 blocks. So go ahead and grab 2 blocks and we're going to start in all fours, tabletop position. So come onto your hands and knees, and right away you're going to get your blocks on the highest height and just position the blocks right in front of your hands. So from your hands and knees, we'll begin with 3 rounds of cats and cows to connect with breath and get the movement started. So take an inhale, gaze up towards the sky, flick your tail up, soften the belly. When you exhale, round your spine, gaze down in between your legs, push the floor away. 2 more like that. Inhale, exhale. Let the breath be nice and long. Final one, big inhale. Spread the fingers nice and wide, breath out. And then come back to neutral tabletop position. From here, we're gonna start warming up the shoulders for some crow action that's gonna happen later. So from here, take a breath in, lean your whole body forward until you feel like the shoulders are really passing the line of your fingertips. As soon as you get there, you're gonna lower your shoulders onto the block. As soon as it taps, you're gonna push yourself back up. We're gonna do 2 more, so lower down, push it up. Final one to lower and push. Child's pose, sink your hips towards your heels. Let the arms go wider than the edges of your mat. Full breath. And then we're gonna go back forward to tabletop position to repeat that little shoulder drill. So take an inhale, lean forward, exhale, bend the elbows lower. Notice that my elbows in here are very nice and closed. I'm gonna show you from the front. Elbows close to the body, not opening out to the sides, okay? And then we're gonna do 2 more just like that in your own time. Inhale to lean forward, exhale to tap. Final one, if you're already done, you can pause. And then child's pose again. Hips towards the heels, forehead down to the mat. And then instead of having the hands forward now, start to gently bring the hands back behind you. You can rest your forearms on the mat. Hands close to your feet. Close your hands into a fist and start to find some circles with your wrists to one side and the other. Take 1 more breath in here. Good, and then from here, bring your hands back forward to the top of the mat. You can put your blocks out to the side. We're gonna meet in a downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, send your hips all the way up to the sky. Take a moment to bend through one knee and the other. Lift and lower your heels. Still connecting with the breath. Use this moment to really find some more space through the shoulders and the chest. So imagine that you wanna bring the chest as close as you can from your thighs, at the same time that you're sending your hips way up to the sky. Take 1 more full breath. And then here we go. Take an inhale to reach your right leg all the way up to the sky for a 3-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion dog. Bend your knee, open up through your hip. Keep your knee bent like that, but take a full breath in. When you exhale, hug the knee into your chest and round your spine like a cat. 2 more like this. Keep the knee bent the whole time. Inhale, re-extend the knee up. When you exhale, round your spine and squeeze it in. Final one, inhale. Exhale. And then step your foot through. Keep your left hand down on the mat. Lift your right arm up to the sky. If it feels like it's too hard to have your left hand down on the mat, feel free to grab your block on the lowest or mid-height. Place it underneath your hand. Keep hugging both of your inner thighs into the midline. Peel the chest open. 1 more breath. Good, and then from here, we're gonna go to crouching tiger to the back of the mat. So start to turn your body around. You're gonna bend your left knee, extend your right leg. Your right toes are pointing straight in front of you, but your left toes are kind of tilting out to the side in the same direction as your knee, okay? From here, bring your hands down to the floor, and I'm gonna show you on the side so you can see. You wanna have a little bit of leverage to lean forward. So the hands are not super close to you. They're a little bit further in front, okay? Send your hips up and then lean your weight from your feet but into your hands. Let's do it 3 times like that. Maybe when you lean, you even come onto your tippy toes. And then bring it all the way back. From here, warrior one to the front of the mat. So crawl your hands to the front, turn all of your toes there, back heel is down, inhale, arms go up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1, front knees bent. Hips are nice and squared. Take one more breath. And then last inhale. Extend your front leg with the breath out, long pyramid pose. Bow your whole torso, head forward. Keep sending your right side hip more towards the back of the mat so the hips are nice and squared. Maybe hands can come onto your blocks as well if you want, again, a little bit more support to cultivate a longer spine. Last breath. And if you had blocks, you can put them out to the side. Let's move through a vinyasa back to down dog. So step back to your plank. When you lower down chaturanga, imagine that you have those blocks like in the beginning of class. So just go halfway and then inhale for a back bend. Exhale, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, breath out. Left side, inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, find scorpion, bend the knee, open your left side hip. Keep the knee bent, but take another inhale. When you exhale, squeeze the knee into your chest, round your spine. Inhale, send it back. And hug it in, round. Last one, inhale. Exhale, round. And step. Left foot down, right hand stay low, left arm goes all the way up. Notice in here, if your left side hip is tilting out to the side, bring it back into the center. Keep the squeeze of both of your legs into the midline. Last inhale. When you exhale, crouching tiger to your right leg. So turn yourself around, bend your right knee. Make sure that your left toes are pointing straight in front of you. And then bring both of your hands down to the floor. You're going to start to lean into your hands so much that you come onto the tippy toes. We're going to do it 3 times. So lean it back and forth, back and forth. Final one. Lean it back, bring it back down, and then warrior 1. Turn all of your toes to the front. Ground your back heel, inhale, arms up. As again, you want to square the hips, so maybe bring your hands onto the hips to help you find both hip bones pointing forward. Arms re-extend once you have that. Last inhale. Exhale, long pyramid pose, extend your front leg and bow forward. Hands on the block or not, you can totally choose. But breathing in and out the nose. And then plant both of your hands down. Let's find a vinyasa. Step it back for your plank. Inhale. When you exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. And the next time you inhale, look forward. We're going to change a little. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Feet together or at least hip width distance apart. With the next inhale, we're going to rise in chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sink your hips back. Arms go all the way up and overhead. Take another inhale, and then we'll flow. Exhale, airplane your arms back, float your heels. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms up, lower heels down. Exhale, float heels, arms go back. Inhale, lower heels, arms up. Exhale, airplane, float your heels and pause. From here, drinking bird. So for that, start to extend both of your legs, leaning the chest forward and down as much as you can. Kind of like passing that straight line of halfway lift, going even lower. Last 3, 2, 1. Forward fold, lower your heels, lower your arms. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Grab one of your blocks. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Right knee comes to the chest. Reach the block all the way up and overhead. Flex your right toes. And then let's play with the balance a little bit. So the block that's on the top of your head, you're going to hold it with your right hand. Bring it underneath your left leg. Hold it, pass it to the left leg. Bring it back up. Give a little tap. Left hand all the way over and under again. Bring it all the way up and tap. And then bring the block right in front of your heart. Take a full breath in. When you exhale, warrior 3. Start to extend your right leg back. You can either keep the block into the heart or lower the block down to the mat if you want a little more support. But if the block is in your heart, you're really trying to use the block as a support for you to squeeze the shoulder blades back together into the back body. Final breath in. Breath out. Plant your right toes at the back of the mat. Come into that crouching tiger again. So bend your right knee. Left toes are pointing straight forward in front of you. And then go ahead and grab your block on the lowest height, just like that, and place it on the inside of your right heel here. As soon as you do that, we're gonna do a little drill, just like we did before, but we're gonna have one add-on, okay? So hands come down to the mat. Start to lean your whole body forward and feel your hips rising up when you do that. Come onto the tippy toes. And then from here, bring your right tippy toes into your block. So feel the strength into the shoulder. I'm gonna show you from the side. Take one more breath, in and out. And then from here, you can totally choose to stay or start to bend your elbow so you connect your right knee onto your right tricep. Maybe you float your right foot away from the block in here. Half crow. Take a breath in, take a breath out, and then lower your right toes down to the mat. Grab for your block. You're gonna travel back forward to the top of the mat. Leave your block on the right side of the mat, coming to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Back knee comes down, front knees bend. Inhale both hands all the way up. Take a breath in here. Last inhale. When you exhale, plant your hands down, step your front foot back straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or hop forward, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to shins, elevate the spine halfway. Breathe out and fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, reach up. Hips are still sending back and down. Last inhale here. When you exhale, let's flow. Float your heels, arms go back. Inhale, lower heels, arms up. Exhale, airplane the arms, float your heels. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And then drinking bird again. Extend the legs, lean the heart forward and down. Keep reaching the hands back as if I'm there, holding your arms, pulling them up gently. One more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold again. Go ahead and grab your block. One-legged mountain pose. Left knee now comes into the chest. Really finding some good activation on your left toes. Hold the block with your left hand. Bring it out and open to the left side. Pass it underneath the leg. Hold it with the right. Reach it all the way up. Tap onto your left. Bring it underneath to the left hand. All the way back up. Block straight into the heart. Inhale. When you exhale, warrior three. Extend your right leg back. Choosing if the block stays up into the heart or comes down to the mat. Big inhale. Square the hips down. And here we go, crouching tiger. Plant your left toes to the back of the mat. Bend your left knee. Extend your right leg. Right toes are pointing in front of you. Block's gonna come on the inside of your left heel on the lowest height. As soon as you get that settled, bring your hands down to the floor. You wanna have a little leverage to lean forward. When you do that and you have no weight onto your feet, you can climb your left toes onto the block. As soon as the toes are on the block, you want to make a connection of your left knee with your left tricep. So that if the hands are too far, you can always bring it a little closer, but make a connection. Start to bend your elbows, gazing a little into the horizon. Maybe you float your left toes because now you have a little shelf for your left knee. Take a full breath in. When you breathe out, release your left toes down on the mat. Hold onto your block, bring it with you to travel to the top of the mat. Anjaneyasana, low lunge, back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Take a few breaths. Last inhale. When you exhale, plant your hands down, rock your right foot back, and let's move through a vinyasa in here. So inhale, roll forward to your plank. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. When you breathe out, child's pose. Sink the hips towards your heels, forehead down to your mat, or even to your block. Hands are gonna crawl all the way back towards your feet. Elbows are resting down on the mat. Shoulders are soft. Take one more breath. And then just come and find a seat. All right. We're gonna start to get ready for our crow pose. So well done until now. We're very set up for this shape. And before we get into the crow pose, I just kind of want to invite you into observing your thoughts a little bit. You know, we've did a few like half crows. We did a little bit of the shoulder action for crow. See if you can remember what were the thoughts that were crossing your mind during that time. And if they were, you know, like self-assuring, like encouraging thoughts, or if maybe they were like, what the heck is going on? Like, how am I going to do this? This is too hard. This is too tricky. I cannot do that. And just bring yourself for a moment to remember that your thoughts 100% create your reality. And at the same time, okay, it's not just you thinking, okay, I can totally do this and throw yourself out there. And that's gonna work, right? But we've been preparing the body for this moment. Okay, you are 100% set and prepared to get into your crow pose today. The only thing that can stop you from even trying and possibly succeeding into the shape is your mind. So take a little moment in here, your eyes can be open or closed, and really offer yourself some really loving kindness thoughts, self-assuring thoughts. Maybe even envision yourself already getting into the shape. And then just take one more breath in here. All right, if the eyes were closed, you can just blink them open. And here we go, Bakasana, crow pose. Grab one of your blocks, place it at the top of your mat on the highest height. Your other block, as you're gonna be sitting facing the front of the mat, the block is gonna be right next to your left side in here, okay? From here, we're gonna come into a Malasana squat. So your left foot is gonna be placed on your block, your right foot is gonna be still on the mat, okay? I'm gonna give you a quick show of what's gonna happen and then we can try together. Hands are gonna come down to the mat. You're gonna float your hips up, connect your knee onto your triceps, and then start to lean forward like we've been doing this whole class. This block that's in front of you is just to serve as a little support for your forehead in here, okay? So if it's too far out or too close in, feel free to adjust that, but give yourself a little try. So adjust your block, start to hop into the shape. We'll give it a few tries in here. Really squeezing the knee into the tricep, leaning the forehead into the block. Maybe you float your right foot just like mine is floating in here. Keep sending your hips up, but maybe you still have your toes down on the mat, okay? This is still crow pose. Take one more breath. Okay, release, come back to your Malasana, and we're gonna have to do the other side. So the block that was underneath your left foot's gonna now come to your right side foot, and I'm gonna actually show you this from the front so you can have the front view for this side, okay? So right foot is on your right block, left foot still on the mat, block's gonna go in front of you, hands are down. Notice that when I lean forward, my elbows are not opening out, okay? That makes it so much harder. So you wanna have your elbows wrapped up in, okay? And then from here, connect your knees as you lift your hips up. Start to lean forward until the forehead lands onto your block. Now, the foot that you might float is your left foot. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Oh, and then release. Whew, we did it. That's it. Congratulations. It doesn't matter if your foot came out of the mat or not, out of the block or not. You did crow pose today. Congratulations. Leave your blocks out to the side or actually grab one of your blocks so you can sit on the top of it. I'm gonna have mine on the lowest height, just underneath my hips, and come into a comfortable seated position. I want you to flip your left palm up as it rests onto your lap. Your right hand's gonna rest right on top of that. Gently connect the tips of your thumbs in here together. This is meditation mudra. Your eyes can be fully closed or you can simply soften them. And then we're just gonna take a few moments in here to keep noticing our thoughts. It's very important to remember that we're not our thoughts, you know? And also important to remember that our thoughts can impact 100% the way we feel inside our bodies, and consequently the way we speak and act with ourselves and with other people around us, okay? So becoming aware of our thoughts is this amazing, amazing tool to help you reclaim the power over your life. So as you notice your thoughts in here, imagine that they are just like clouds in the sky. passing through. And you're not your thoughts, as I just said, but you are the observer of your thoughts. So notice the difference. And then we'll just stay in here for a couple more breaths so you can notice, become aware of what's going on in the mind. Noticing if it's hard or if it's easy to be here. One more breath. And then blink your eyes open. You can release the mudra. Rest your hands onto your lap. And if while you were doing this very short meditation, one of the thoughts that crossed your mind was, see, I cannot even meditate because I can't stop thinking. I have good news for you. Nobody that meditate can actually stop the thoughts from coming into their minds, because our minds are here for that. That's the only job of the mind, is to literally think. So we're not going to be able to stop thinking, but we are 100% able to not engage with a thought, to not believe the thought 100%, and to not let the thought influence directly how we feel and how we act. Because once we're aware of what's going on in here, we can then choose, oh, this is a good thought. I want this thought to stay with me. I want to keep going with this thought. Or like, this is a very not aligned, a very not self-assuring thought, and I'm ready for this thought to pass. So you release the thought, open space for the next one to come. If it's aligned, it stays. If it isn't, you let go. That's how we meditate. That's how we learn how to move through challenges here on the mat, like we did with crow pose, or even out there in life. So we're gonna start to end class from here. You can start to lie down onto your back. Make sure that your block is nearby, because we're just gonna do one thing before Shavasana with it. And as you get settled onto your back, I just have a very quick invite. If you want to come to my yoga retreat in my home country, Brazil, in May, go ahead and check the link on the description below for more info. Okay, lying down on your back, legs long, arms long. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Okay, start to bend your knees as if you're going towards a bridge pose. So knees are pointing up. Go ahead and grab your block on the lowest height. You're gonna slide the block underneath your sacrum. And then from here, just start to extend both of your legs long and wide on your mat. So legs are not fully together, it's wider. Arms are gonna go all the way up and over your head. You can let your toes kind of like drop to the sides in here, so you're not holding any tension to keep the toes straight. Breathing into the space in the quads, into the hips. Still using this opportunity to keep noticing your thoughts. Remember that you can do literally anything you set your mind on. Our thoughts are so important. They can help us thrive in life, or they can really bring us down. So become aware of them. Take your last breath in here. And then start to rebend your knees. Push your feet into the floor so you can lift your hips up. Slide the block out to the side. And just come to Shavasana. Legs go long, arms go long. As you stay in here for at least 10 more rounds of very deep, slow and long breaths. See if you can keep making sure that the thoughts that are crossing your mind are loving, are kind, and really assuring. But that's where I'm going to leave you today. Thank you so much for practicing together. If you enjoyed this practice, please let me know below. I always like to hear. And I'll see you on the next class. Namaste.